Who that family? Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform stores where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. So check out the Pro Shop and Who That Too.
Post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
For all things Pelicans, man, we're in this piece for another episode of the Pelican Post-game report. Big ups to the family members chiming in for the Pelican Post-game reports. The Pels fall to OKC 111-110. They dropped 2 in a row in this piece, man. What the heck going on, right? 2-0 Pelicans back down to 500, 4-4 after losing to a foe that they should have beat. Same thing with the Pacers. It ain't looking too good for the Pels right now in this one. So I'm Big Q chiming in on the latest edition of the Pelican Post-Game Report. Big ups to the Pelican family members in the stream. And I'm going to introduce my co-host to the show tonight, DC. How you doing, my friend, on this Pelican Post-Game Report?
Oh, it's all good, bro. I can't call it, man. Just watched a very interesting game tonight, man. Many different swings. So just like that, and the state of the economy in the country, I'm all over the place right now.
Yeah, and the Pelicans obviously are doing their best mimic of a very tumultuous situation. 2 straight losses at home, supposed to be a comfortable environment for the Pelicans to take advantage against teams that we know that they should have beaten. The Pacers was a matchup that they should have won last night as well. Now OKC, not last night, a couple nights ago, and of course OKC now comes in here and sneak a win out of the Pelicans. Pelicans should have took care of business. Too much stuff going on wrong with the Pelicans, man. They still struggling in this thing, and that third quarter was an utter disaster, to be honest with you. But before we even get into that, let's get Stan Van Gundy going, man. Let's see what old Stan the man got to say about this as well as we get going. So we're going to go over there to Stan Van Gundy and listen to what Coach Van Gundy has to say, because, listen, I know he's not a happy camper after this one.
To do with anything. I mean, the bottom line is we didn't play any defense. You give up 27 fast break points to a team that came in averaging 7.5 fast break points. We don't need to talk about anything else. That becomes the problem. You know, it's all about the last play and the missed shots and the offense, and that bullshit's been going on too long with this group. Dig in and play the game defensively. Scored 110 points. If you can't win scoring 110 points, there's something wrong.
Talk to him, Stan.
Yeah, Coach, you led into my question. That thing OKC doesn't like to run, and the transition defense just wasn't there tonight.
Yes, transition defense is just a matter of effort and focus.
Mm-hmm.
You either want to get back, and you'll either get back on the release of the shot or you don't. So if you're not willing to do that, then you're going to be in trouble and you're going to give up a lot of fast break points. Look, it's been happening over the last few games. The book is out on us. Run us. We will not run back. We're not making the effort. We came out of training camp making a great effort defensively. Part of that had to do with we were drilling every day, and so we were into the effort part of it. And part of it had to do we were struggling so badly offensively that we had to survive. Now in the last 4 games, our offense has picked up and our defense has slid. We're not putting the effort in that's needed to be the defensive team we need to be. We're not running back. We're not into people. We're playing everybody with a cushion. We're not closing out hard. We're not doing anything that it takes to be a good basketball team in this league.
Coach, can you comment on the effort from Steven Adams, his first career triple-double? It's just a shame that it was wasted tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's never wasted. I mean, the guy's been, if you look at our on-court, off-court numbers and our plus-minus, I mean, he's been carrying us all year. It's basically if Steven's on the court, we're a really good team. If Steven's off the court, we're not. I mean, because the guy plays every possession. And that's what we need to get everybody doing.
Stan Van upset, man. He's shaking his head.
Hey, Coach, this is
Calm down, Stan.
Another night where the bench gets outscored by a pretty good margin. What do you guys do just to get some more production with your starters for the bench?
Stan look like he got
I
several
have no idea, Will. You tell me.
Boy,
They
he
got to play
upset.
better.
Hey coach, this is Schmidt Duo from Bergen Street Shots. OKC got up 46 three-point attempts. You guys got up 22. Do you feel like at some point that becomes a math game, a math problem? Not speaking specifically this game, but as a general trend.
Well, Schmidt, here's the deal, okay? So Oklahoma City puts 5 guys on the floor, 5, that are three-point shooters, okay? Their 5s are three-point shooters. Baisley shoots 3s. Dort's their best three-point shooter.
Let's get some of them guys. What on
George Hill, 5 three-point shooters. We play 2 guys that play inside 15 feet. We're not going to get up the number of threes that other people get up. I mean, it's just a fact of life. So we've got to defend, okay? We've got to rebound, which we've been doing pretty consistently, and we've got to attack the paint, and we got to make the threes we get. I mean, if we go 7 for 22, which isn't exactly good, if we go 7 for 22, we win the game. We went 4 for 22. So, but again, I know, and look, I've been there because I've been in your guys' shoes. The media always wants to focus on the offense. Our defense stunk tonight, guys. There's one number, 27 fast break points. That's it. You guys can look for everything else. 27 fast break points. To me, the number should be 10 for a game. No more than 10, 27.
And that's not even their game. That's not
they
OKC's
average
game.
7.5 coming in. 7.5.
That's right. That's right. 7.5.
Scott Kushner with NOLA.com. 2 quick things.
Tell 'em,
any
Stan.
word on JJ Redick? Have they kind of given you any update about his status? And
Redick,
then second of all,
knee
you
issues.
mentioned the defense a lot there. It looked like you played really good defense for most of the fourth quarter, especially the first 8-10 minutes of the fourth quarter. Did you guys do anything differently? Were guys just getting into passing lanes? How do you kind of explain that gap between the rest of the game and then that stretch there?
Well, you could see, I mean, if you go back and watch it on film, you can see that we're not giving the guys with the ball as big a cushion. We're up into people. There's a lot more pressure on the ball. I mean, the biggest adjustment you can make defensively is try harder. And that's what we did. And then we gave up the 3 straight threes to Muscala where, it's tough. I mean, centers aren't used to having guys like that, and we just got lost 3 straight times. So that sort of ended our run, but we still fought back, got in the lead, and but we just weren't good enough, guys, defensively. I mean, so we get a wide open shot at the end, but the basketball gods said, you know what, no way. Not with the effort you guys put in tonight. You don't deserve to win.
And on JJ?
I have no idea. No, they haven't said any more. They just told me he couldn't go in the second half, so I don't know.
Hey, Coach, this is Fletcher from WDSU New Orleans. If I could ask you in the past, what have you done to get that effort that you're looking for out of other teams? You said you came out of training camp and drilling. Do you go back to drilling? I guess, what do you do to make sure that level gets back to where it was when the season started?
Yeah, that's a great question because, normally that's what you do. You go back in and, you, especially when you're working on transition defense, you go in and you get up and down the floor. I mean, you guys know what our schedule is. It's hard with the minutes guys are putting in. So what you hope is your guys care enough to look at the film, see what's going on, especially on transition defense, because there's no technique. There's no X's and O's. And you say, yeah, I can see. I'm standing there watching the ball. I'll get back on the release of the shot. I'll get all the way back. We'll talk. You would hope guys would do that on their own. Clearly we're not. And so we got to figure out a way to correct that.
We're all set. Thank you, Coach.
All right.
Stan the Man Van Gundy.
People, man, is gonna get cut a little bit.
Stan the Man Van Gundy is pissed, man, and rightfully so. Stan should
We
be.
might be
pissed
seeing
on
a
this
little
one.
bit of Kyra Lewis, bro. We might see a little bit of Nigel Marshall or something.
I mean, listen, bro, this is serious, man, and it's like Stan the Man said himself. DC, a lot of this is effort, man. I mean, that's the thing that happened with the Pacers. You were beating them by 6, and then the Pacers outperformed you. They gave more effort when it mattered to steal that matchup against the Pelicans a couple of nights ago. OKC in this thing in the third quarter was the Pelicans were ridiculous in the third quarter, man. We were able to still fight back into contention. And we're going to go over the statistic. Before we even get into that, quickly, what's your thoughts on what Stan the Man said, man?
I like everything he said, man. I like that. I hope when he tell it to them, he said with some more fire and some more of them words he used in the beginning.
Yeah, like me. Talk like me, SVG. Cuss him out. Cuss him.
Right, he hot, right? He looked like he had a little touch of Parkinson's. He was shaking and had all that going on, bro.
Yeah, he was
You
upset.
need to go let all that out in the locker room, bro, and get them the tongue lashing they deserve. Because the thing that's so frustrating and the reason I can attest to him being so upset, because when you watch the Pelicans, it's clear. It is crystal ball clear as day. This team is oozing with potential. You know what I'm saying? Potential to be a very good team. And the things that they mess up on or they don't get right are like simple, fixable things. It's like a lack of focus and a lack of effort. And in this game, or a lot of games, I thought they had great effort. But this game, they didn't have it. But I think he's gonna have to open the bench up in times like this, or maybe for the next game or something. Maybe give somebody some minutes. You don't normally give minutes, to just look for that spark and to send a message. We got a lot of guys get 36 minutes, 34, 30, 36. You know what I'm saying? Guys getting a bunch of minutes. Well, maybe they tired and they want to be out there, but they don't know how to tell you. Zion, I think, is one of them guys. Even though I love Zion out there, I think offensively he had an excellent game. But I mean, we watched the game. You watched the game, Q.
Yep.
He got 3 steals, but I mean, he was making all type of errors defensively, and I don't necessarily think it's a lack of effort because he don't want to. Maybe he tired. Maybe he a little lazy, or I don't know, man. Had too much etouffee. But he's definitely one of them people who don't close out on the shooters and give them too much cushion that he's talking about. Because Baisley came in that third quarter and was cooking the shit out of Zion.
Yep.
And then Muscola came right after and picked up where Baisley left off. I'm like, God damn. So it's something that's fixable, man. And it's similar to the last game. Even this one I'm less upset with. Because, I mean, we clearly had a chance at the end and, things didn't go our way, even though it shouldn't have got to this point. You know what I'm saying? And we closed out the fourth quarter 32-23. But, I mean, I don't know what it is with the Pelicans, man. This is the DNA that Alvin Gentry laid, and this goes more shooting. Like how we were saying, they should have fired him before last year, because some of these things are just traces of Alvin Gentry. Win a game, lose a game.
Portion that you
lose a game, lose a game. Win a game, win a game, lose a game, lose a game. You know what I'm saying? The whole Alvin Gentry thing, right? Lack of effort on defense. This just stinks of Alvin Gentry. Can't play a complete game. Always have a quarter where we just lay a damn turd for some reason. All the time.
All right, sound like you dropped out. DC, are you still with us? All right, sound like we'll get DC's sound issue corrected momentarily. Let's go for some.
What's wrong with my sound? You can't hear me?
You just went out. Then you came back.
I must be in a bad spot.
Right. Try to get yourself in a good spot while you're doing that, my friend. I'm going to go over the team statistics. And after that, feel free to chime in. Pelicans go down 111, 110. And let's look at the statistics and make sense of it. 44 out of 89. The Pelicans shot 49.4% from the field today. OKC 40 of 87 for 46% flat. 3-point line, similar to what the Pacers did, the Pelicans. Remember, they had 10 more three-pointers than you. In this matchup, it was actually 15 more three-pointers than you, and you just lost by 1. 19 of 46 for 41.3% was OKC. Pelicans 4 of 22 for 18% from downtown. And the problem is with that is when they're not falling, attack the cup. And we had a couple of series when we seen guys selling for the three, and was it 3 back-to-back drives? They were hoisting 4 of them. Matter of fact, it was 3 or 4 of them. And back-to-back drives, they was just jumping up the threes, giving OKC an opportunity to get off and run. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing? If the three-point shot is not falling, get your ass to the paint, attack the cup, and get it that way. Looking at the free throws on the other end, they were 12 of 16. OKC 75%. Pelicans went to the line 23 times. Was 18 of 23 for 78%. Rebounds in this matchup, 52 rebounds for the Pelicans. Once again, 52 rebounds versus 38 by OKC in the matchup. 9 offensive rebounds by the Pelicans, 43 defensive rebounds. They were out-assisted by OKC 28 to 25. Steals 11 to 10 advantage the Pelicans. 5 blocks by OKC. Pelicans, nothing. No blocks. Wow. Total turnovers, Pelicans, 15 turnovers. Points off of turnovers, 24 versus 14 points. 14 turnovers for 14 points by OKC. And then, of course, this is what Stan Van was talking about. The 27 fast break points that the Pelicans gave up. A lot of that came in the third quarter when they were just getting free runs to the hoop. And that's an effort statistic, the fast break points. That team doesn't even average that much. Like Stan said, about 7.5 per contest. Pelicans let these goddamn people have 27 points on the fast break, and they only had 8. 58 points in the paint versus 36 advantage Pelicans in this matchup. The Pelicans was up at much as 9 in the contest. But once again, effort, you lose out in the effort game. All right, now let's look at the individual statistics right here, my friend. We're going to go start with the Pelicans individually speaking. Zion Williamson finished with 29 points in 32 minutes. He was 12 of 17 from the field, 5 of 6 from the free throw line. He finished with 29 points and 6 rebounds, 3 steals from Zion in 32 minutes. Brandon Ingram had 24 in the matchup in 36 minutes, 9 of 15 from the field, 0 for 2 from downtown, but he did hit all his free throws. 24 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists for Brandon Ingram. 15 points from Zobal. Lonzo put 15 points up in 36 minutes, 6 of 18, 2 of 9 from downtown. He did attack the cup, got to the free throw line, hit 1 of 1. He finished with 15 points, 4 assists, 4 rebounds, 13 points from Bledsoe in 25 minutes, 5 of 9 from the field, 2 of 4 from downtown, 1 of 2 from the line. 13 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists. And Steven Adams, total effort this game. This guy, in 34 minutes, he had a triple-double, 10 points, 10 assists, 11 rebounds for Steven Adams, showing out. And, of course, NAW off the bench. He poured in 13 points in 27 minutes, 5 of 14. He was 0 for 5 from downtown, but 3 of 3 from the free throw line. NAW, man, despite his poor shooting from downtown, he had all-out effort in this one, 13 points, 5 rebounds, with a couple of steals and an assist in the matchup. But notice Jackson Hayes, 14 minutes in the matchup. J.J. Redick, once again, he got knocked out of the game with that knee issue. You finished with 2. Josh Hart, once again, he's struggling as well. 28 minutes for Josh Hart in the matchup. That's more than what Eric Bledsoe had. He was all 4 from downtown, 0 for 2 from downtown, all 4 from the field. He finished with 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 0 points in the matchup. And of course, Stan Van did not dig into the bench. Nico Melli, we ain't mad at him for not playing him. Wenyen Gabriel didn't get an opportunity, even though he was listed up to probable, which you could have actually used him. And this is what it come down to. You can see a lot of fatigue is going on here. Stan Van Gundy is going to have to experiment with that bench to help out his starters. It's just what it is. I mean, when guys, if Reddit and Hart doesn't have it off the bench, you're going to have to experiment with the bench and let some of these other guys see what they can do. You know, right now your team, they went up 2, they done fell down to 4-4 now. And of course you have a couple of games left at home. And then ultimately you have to go on a roll for 7 games, man. So on the road for 7 games, this is problematic, man, to be honest with you. Real problematic. The Pelicans going to have to kind of figure this thing out. I'm going to be honest with you. They're going to have to figure it out real quick because it ain't making no sense. So I think, let me get DC in here. Make sure is in the building. All right, DC, I got you back, my brother. You heard everything I said about the statistics, both team and individual. What is your thought process on it as all?
Yeah, you had me standing out there in the rain for a little minute, bro. But my thought process on it is
You ain't have your umbrella?
nah, bro. I got long hair on me.
Got to get you a long
But
umbrella, bro. Like I got a Pelican umbrella you can borrow.
I don't want no damn Pelican on, bro. They couldn't block shit tonight, huh? The water just flowing through the damn umbrella.
Oh man.
But he's gonna have to switch up, I think, the way he uses the bench. I'm not gonna lie, his rotation and his thinking on it, as far as how we implement our bench players in and make sure we keep a starter out there, unlike other teams that go with a full unit. You know what I'm saying? I like that, but I think some of the players that he puts together, they just don't work. Like when Zion is the guy and BI is out of the game, I want to see him paired up with Lonzo Ball. I don't know why he keep trying to pair him up with Bledsoe. I don't get it. Let Bledsoe get the extended minutes that you give to Lonzo Ball with BI towards the back end of the quarter or whatever. Yeah, I could kind of take over and be a point forward, give Lonzo his break with Zion, and we roll them back out there together. Like I don't understand why he don't do that. I think that one small adjustment might help the bench unit a lot if he's gonna stagger minutes. Other than that, he got to open the bench up. Wayne Gabriel gonna have to get some minutes, but like he said, Wayne Gabriel's still coming along on, uh, I guess everything they do with the system and implement stuff. He missed a lot of time, so I'm sure he can play. And he probably still is kind of injured, so they're just bringing him up to speed, letting him get 100%. But Josh Hart kind of tripped me out, man. He had so many shots, dude. It was at least about 4 or 5 shots where I'm like, what are you doing? Shoot it. And he's hesitating, man.
Yeah,
He'll
the confidence.
hesitate, pump fake, then leave the 3-point line and do something, and then take a crazy difficult shot. Like, why didn't you just take the first shot? He ain't got that confidence
No
in himself because
confidence,
he ain't
bro.
been making none. Right. So that JJ Redick thing is rubbing off on him. I did like the aggression I saw from JJ early tonight. It was kind of sad to see him get hurt because I thought he was gonna probably kind of tilt towards getting over that slump. He started coming in and taking twos. You know, he was real aggressive with not just selling for threes
Right.
to try to get his stroke going, and then he got hurt. But we got NAW came in, man, and gave us the 13 points. And right now, with JJ hurt, man, this could be a blessing in disguise. This might be very positive for our bench because we all knew NAW could do it. He's oozing confidence. You got to play the guy, bro. He damn sure ain't like no effort out there. I like what I saw from Steven Adams, man. Got his triple double tonight. The guy is amazing. All these people talking about we can't space the floor. I don't give a hell what y'all talking about. This dude play hard. He does everything with maximum effort
Wish I had 2 of them.
all the time. Right. He's there's not a lot that he doesn't do correctly. I mean, I saw him get exploited a little bit with the pick and roll last game, but everybody got to have their weakness, man. Other than that, the man do every goddamn thing. He barely takes shots, and when he do, he don't never miss. He 4 or 5, you know what I'm saying, a night. He only took 5 shots. Sometimes I wish we would implement him more in the offense, man. That he's so efficient. He got 10 assists tonight. Steven Adams was our number 1 assist man tonight. Dude doing behind the back passes and shit. Man, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And what can I say about Zion, bro? 29 points he put on their head, bro. They couldn't stop him. But I think Zion had a little bit too much going on offense, and he just ain't had no energy on the defensive end. Because when you look at what OKC did, Muscala, power forward, 18 points. Baisley, small forward, who Zion was rotating to a lot of times. He was playing that power forward, 20 points. So that's damn near 40 points right there. All of them wasn't on Zion, obviously, but a large portion of them were. So we got to figure something out with his defense. And I like what I saw from BI tonight, and I'm going to go ahead and close out with this for him to be able to be double teamed like he was and pass the ball to the open guy after what we saw last game, I think was a big step. And it shows me enough that anybody who felt like he was stat padding or just chunking up shots last game, I don't think it was the case. I think he took the shot he thought was right. They got a wide open look to end the game, and if things were like how they were supposed to, man, that shot would have went down. Even though I would like to see NAW kind of walk that in and get closer, man. Get that 2-pointer. He get a little overzealous with them 3-pointers, man. He's really good with other aspects of his game, and I don't understand why he don't use that a lot more than settling for them threes. But Lonzo and Bledsoe played all right too. So a lot. This game was on the defensive end, and not really having that. I don't know what the hell happened to Jackson Hayes. I guess that shit was a mirage we saw last game. Huh?
No, I wouldn't say it was that much, my friend. I think a lot of what's going on with this Pelicans team is Jackson Hayes and NAW, man, are getting their feet wet. They're trying to learn how to play that system. And let me tell you something, bro. When you watch,
they play good together too. They need to keep them out there together. They play real good together.
I'm hopeful that Stan Van does see that, bro. Because listen, if it wasn't for NAW's aggressiveness offensively speaking off the bench, this game would have been lost a lot greater than that. Of course, it came down to him having an opportunity to hit that shot. These are young players, man. In NAW, they'll get it together. Jackson Hayes, my goodness, man. I said this the last show, is that Jackson Hayes, you can watch Steven Adams play, and then you watch how Jackson Hayes plays, and boy,
do everything the opposite.
Steven Adams really makes Jackson Hayes look bad. I mean, because he's the first big, the only big that's coming off the bench. And Jackson, boy, his game, he needs a lot of work, man. He needs a lot of work in just where to be defensively on the floor. If you watch, just starting just with that, getting to where you need to be, getting to the proper spots in the paint to be able to commit or be able to situate yourself to be able to put a block out together so you can get an offensive rebound. You know what I'm saying? Thinking one play or a play ahead of the defender and knowing where you need to be on the floor as opposed to just running all around and thinking where you're supposed to be. He's going to have to figure that out, man. And Stan Van Gundy is giving him those minutes to be able to figure that out. But I know he's pissed.
Man, this dude ran Kenny Hustle off the 3-point line, Q.
I know. Why? You let him take that goddamn shot. Kenny Hustle, go ahead and shoot that goddamn shot. Yeah, you go ahead and take it. I guarantee you won't get it. But that's the cold part about it is he has to figure that out. And they're relying on him, DC, to kind of get it instantaneously, kind of get it right now, and he's not getting it. And he's defensively speaking, and I just feel bad for the kid at times. Like, damn, Jackson, you was really supposed to be over there, and then he running around. It's like a chicken with his head cut off sometimes. But Stan Van Gundy, man, listen. Stan Van Gundy is going to have to work his bench. He's going to have to get into that bench, man, because a lot of people say, well, Q, why are they getting out-hustled here? A lot of that is because these guys are fatigued, man. They're playing some heavy-handed minutes, man. And I'm just keeping it real.
The way he break them up, too, man, like some of these dudes play like whole quarters.
I'm saying, bro, and it's like, really? I'm like, look, dude, please. If you can, let's start working that bench to see what we got. Seriously. Now, I've seen Hernan Gomez in there, maybe one game or so in the garbage time minutes. But this is a veteran. This guy been in the league for multiple years. Let's get this guy in here and see what he can do. Let's get this guy. Let's get Najee Marshall in there. I don't care if he's a two-way player. Let's get him in there to see what he can do. He has the length. He can play defense. He has the size. If anything, he'll bring some effort.
Gave
Let's
up
get
on Melly. Poorly on
right.
Melly.
Melly is done
Gave up
for
on
right
him.
now. Melly is done for right now. But if Melly's done, then Hernan Gomez should get a shot. Even your guy, you like Will Magnay. Let's see what he can do in there. Let's get these guys that's on this damn bench. Let's get them involved in the game. Let's get them going.
Can I take my foot that you tried to put in my mouth? My guy's Karen Lewis.
Oh, you wasn't
Jeffing for Will Magnay.
you wasn't Jeffing for Will Magnay.
Will Magnay.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you was Jeffing for Will Magnay.
I've been Jeffing a lot for William Gabriel. Okay. William Gabriel has been my guy.
I remember you talking up Will Magnay. I apologize.
I asked. We was talking about it. I said, I don't know, Q, we might have something, Dude looked like he could shoot threes and kind of athletic for a European player. Let's see what he could do. But I ain't never say I was sold on him, bro. I ain't seen that.
Okay. Well, I mean, the thing is this, though, DC.
Ain't hurt.
Get them guys out, even if it's Magnay or Najee Marshall. They said, well, they're not experienced guys yet. But listen, you got Kira Lewis there. He needs to get some minutes out there. First round draft pick, 13 overall. You're gonna have to play that guy some. And if anything, he's super fast. He'd be able to get from cup to cup in no time. So I mean, come on, you got to play some of these guys. You got to get them involved. Well, and of course we know about what's his name, Magnay and all these youngsters, and you got to get these guys involved, man. And of course, William Gabriel was moved up for probable, which he could have played in the contest, but Stan Van Gundy opts not to play him. Listen, if you're looking for help defensively and guys that can run the floor, you're gonna have to play some of these freaking guys. Because you're fatigued.
You think William Gabriel going to be more out of position than Jackson Hayes?
Bro, listen, I'm saying you're not getting really anything from the bench. You'll have a player that'll give you 9 or 10 points tonight. It was NAW who went in there and gave you some double digits off the bench. But really nothing else is going on. I mean, Josh Hart, he's doing this hustle thing. Right, but that doesn't help you on that. If he gets a bucket, you win the game. Right, he gets a bucket, you win the game. We need some more production off the bench. There's too much pressure on the starting five to be able to carry the weight of the game, and then other people's teams are coming in here, and their five is producing, and then their 4 or 5 guys off the bench is producing, and their bench is beating your bench every night. So that's a lot of pressure to put on your top guys to be able to not only beat the 5 that they're playing, but their bench as well. I mean, come on. So if you upset, I get that because of the effort, but maybe this is your fault as well because you're not digging enough in the bench to allow these guys enough time to be able to get that energy. So a lot of this is fatigue, effort. They're not a lazy ass team. You get what I'm saying? The Pelicans are not a lazy ass team. So if you're seeing a lack of effort, it's due, obviously, in my opinion, to fatigue. So let's dig in that goddamn bench. I don't care who it is. Get somebody out there. You never know what you're going to find unless you give these guys an opportunity to get on the floor and see what they can do.
You know, another thing I realized, Q, this game was very, it was blatantly obvious tonight. And the dip in the third quarter, and I started thinking, I realized our starting unit it's like, far as them playing together as a unit, they're very rhythm type players in that unit. It's almost like they play great. Because if you notice, all of our games, our first quarters are amazing a lot of times, right?
Right.
They be playing pretty good in the first quarter, and then they go through to the bench, and Van Gundy has a way of kind of stepping down the unit instead of taking everybody out and just throwing in another unit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we've kind of been able to survive looking at the second quarters. I guess he's fine-tuning it a little bit. He put Josh Hart and JJ Redick. And, they're smart enough and do enough things to where the lead doesn't get out of control. When we used to go with, I remember he was putting in Melly and Hayes at one point off the bench first. Or Josh Hart and Melly or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I get that idea, but it almost seems like some games, man, we might just need to damn near bench most of our unit at the same time
Correct.
and just sink or swim with the bench
Yeah.
sometimes, bro. Let them
Right.
all get a breather and not stagger the minutes. Depending
Yeah.
on, certain games, not all games, because I actually I like when he do that, but it's not working for consistency. I think maybe some of the stuff they did last year needs to be implemented in some capacities, like maybe some of the rotations that Alvin Gentry did that worked, or some of the ways he handled the starters, because obviously they're conditioned for that at least. And this ramping them up and playing them all these minutes out the gate. Alvin Gentry wasn't playing these dudes all these minutes, especially not in the way that Van Gundy, dishes them out. It's like Brandon Ingram, he might come out the game twice. So he gonna play long as hell, and then he get a nice break, and then he go back in, play long as hell again. And, it's a little weird sometimes how that looks once you get the starting lineup back out there. Like once they finally come back in and all be playing together, it's like they lost all their mojo, bro. And they take them half the quarter to figure out how to play together again. It's really weird, man. They so hot and cold, this team, bro. And the evidence of them looking, they started off 3 for 4 from the 3-point line, and they ended the game 4 for 22. How you go from 3 for 4? You having a night where it look like it's about to be happening for you, and then you just go 4 for 22. Like you said, bro, it's got to be fatigue, man. These guys towards the back end of these games, they're getting tired, man. And I thought about the mistake Lonzo made yesterday, and Lonzo been playing 30-plus minutes. I know he wants to play that, but, I mean, when you ain't been playing them type of minutes consistently, bro, in the beginning, it's got to be hard on you, dude. And when you get tired, the first thing to go is that oxygen to your brain, bro. You start doing dumb shit, So I think they're going to figure it out, bro. But like you said, that this bench is really the main culprit and kind of the underlying issues of all our other issues.
Yeah, I agree with you, man. If it's effort, and obviously Stan Van on that interview we played early in the show was upset because of the Pelicans' lack of effort on a series of plays. That's fatigue, man, because the Pelicans are not a lazy, dumb team. They're not. And when you see this, when teams are out hustling them, like they're out hustling them, and the Pelicans build up the lead, and it's not like they're getting blown out. See, it get to stretches or periods in the game where you see something occurs where, like in the Pacers matchup, they were up 6 with a handful of minutes left in the contest, and then of course the Pelicans ultimately end up losing that game to back-to-back turnovers where Pacers converted into 3-point shots, forced overtime, then ultimately win overtime, which the entire team, they're already fatigued, and then you go into overtime, it lessens your chances to win the game. So the answer is that Van Gundy's going to have to open up the bench. And I mean open up the bench, and I don't mean stackpile minutes on top of J.J. Redick and Josh Hart.
Well, you can't stockpile nothing on J.J. Redick. J.J. Redick can't even walk.
Right. So I mean that's another issue right there in itself. So we gotta play these other guys. Kira Lewis Jr. is gonna have to get an opportunity to play. You're gonna have to open up the bench. You're gonna have to play Winyan Gabriel if you want to hustle. You got to play him. You got to open up these two-way guys. Let's see what Najee Marshall can do. You're gonna have to play these guys. I know you don't want to, because you want to stick with the players you believe gives you the best opportunity to win. But this is not a winning formula. We were up 2 games over 500, and then of course we losing the teams that we should have beat. We should have beat the Pacers. We damn sure should have beat the OKC Thunder. We lost by 1, but still in all, this is a game at home you're supposed to win. Now you're gonna have a 7-game road trip when you leave out of here in a game or so. And then what's going to end up happening is you got some really difficult teams on that schedule for the next 7 contests when you hit that road that you're going to have to beat. You want to stockpile wins now, build confidence now. So this could be and is indeed a blessing in disguise, because Van Gundy was obviously the most pissed that I've seen him thus far in the season. He's going to have to dig into the bench. The bottom line is, why are you guys fatigued? Why are we not giving an effort? Well, goddamn it, coach, we tired. If we tired, then dig into the bench and open up the goddamn bench. It's the only other answer.
You can't say that. You can't say that as a starter, though, Big Q. I mean, them guys, they want all the minutes they could get.
I know, but what good is that if you're losing? What good is having all the minutes in the world and you're a losing ass team? You get that if you're a team player, if you're a team player, everybody has to share the responsibility of carrying the
You're
team.
right. You're right. But
They got to
when
play their
okay,
roles.
you gotta think about it from their perspective though, bro. If they tell a coach, well, why you ain't giving up? Like, coach, well, we tired. You know what that
DC,
mean? I
obviously
was
I'm
just
being
wait, listen, no,
facetious.
wait, let me finish. Let me finish.
That's for being
I was getting
facetious. That's not a real dynamic. They're
I
not
was
gonna say
getting
that.
36 minutes. I was getting 36 minutes. Oh, you tired, huh? Minutes go down to 25. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
They ain't
listen.
about to do that, bro. They
So
can't
if
say it,
all
but
if all
the
if
coach gotta recognize it, man.
you don't think he recognizes it when they're not producing effort? If they're
I
getting out
think he
hustle with
I
lesser
think he
teams?
I think he does, but I think his remedy of stockpiling Minnesota Josh Hart and JJ
No,
Redick he
bro.
thought was enough.
No.
You know,
How's it
that it's
enough when you
obvious.
falling through the floor against inferior teams?
I think the only person that there's only two players in our starting lineups that can handle those heavy ass minutes, and that's Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball. I actually think those two guys can handle the minutes them 36 minutes he
I
giving
think
them.
he won't throw Steven
But
Adams in there too now. He can handle those heavy minutes too.
Steven Adams be looking a little gas, but I guess you could put him in. But he looked like he should have maybe around 29. I think we overusing him. Steven Adams, he don't make a lot of mistakes, but you know, I always see his hands be on his knees and stuff. He be looking tired, bro. You know, but Lonzo Ball and Brandon Ingram are probably our two best condition players. That's why I'm saying that for right now. But Zion and he obviously knows he has to give Zion a lot of mini breaks, the way he breaks up his minutes. But Zion be looking gassed on the defensive end, bro. You know, Bledsoe be looking tired sometimes. I don't know if it's because like a night like tonight, he's starting to play more aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Lonzo shit, he looked a little tired to me tonight.
Yeah, but
Bi was the only one where he didn't look that fatigued. I thought he kind of really had a good game, honestly. I wish he would have took a few more shots, but after the game before last, I understand. So we gotta figure this out, man. And we definitely, I think, after this game, are gonna see something different. The next game when we play against Charlotte, you can't lose to a Thunder team after losing the way we lost against Indiana, and the coach not make some type of drastic adjustment because they need something to shock them a little bit, bro. Because these were two winnable games. Like you could have easily won this game tonight. I mean, it was 111, 110, but you watch the game for large portions of the game, we had the momentum going our way, and we just gave them easy shots. It was easy walk to the rim layups and in transition and easy 3-pointers. Like, I mean, it'd been one thing if you putting a hand in their face, you're tight on them, and all these shots dropping. But they wide open, and nobody ain't contesting. And when you do contest, you're fouling and doing all type of dumb stuff. So
once
you gotta
again,
get together, bro.
like I said, it all falls back to if you're talking fatigue issues, you're talking the fact that an effort and what you're seeing from the Pelicans tonight, falling and not being able to, make the extra play or the play to seal the game, and the other teams are outperforming them as far as the effort is concerned. And because it goes down to these last two teams, really, they were fighting hard for these contests. In this matchup, like I said, I'm gonna say it again, the Thunder in this matchup, they were 19 of 46 from downtown. The Pelicans were 4 of 22 from downtown. And then of course, like Van Gundy talked about the fast break points, they had 27 fast break points versus 8 by the Pelicans in the matchup. So if you're talking effort, you're talking about bench. The bench, NAW was the only dude off the bench with any meaningful pointage. Everybody else was, they were severely lacking. And that a lot of that's due to the fact that Stan Van Gundy, he has to figure out the bench rotation. It's the same shit I said about Elvin Gentry last year. It's the same thing. You have to be able to figure out the proper 5 off the bench to rest your 5. It ain't 4 resting the 5. No, and staggering their minutes. I've been saying this, and a lot of people thinking it's staggering their minutes that works. When you got an extremely deep team, That could possibly
You,
work
you,
in
you you don't
well-conditioned
think
people.
that works if the
No,
guys were in
no,
shape? I think
no,
the
no, no,
short
no, no,
training
no,
camp.
no. Hold on, DC. No, I'm telling you, no, it's not working because he's staggering their minutes right now, and it's not working, and they're fatigued. They're not getting full.
No.
They're
I'm saying if they were in shape, Big Q.
if they're in
You don't think
shape,
the staggering the minutes will work?
it still depends because if you have a deep team, and you given like if it's five guys playing, I'm one of those guys that say, listen, you can rest five guys, your five starters, set them down all around the same time. That's where you get them back all around the same time. Staggering the minutes is a cup game. It's like the ball in the cup game when you moving it around to find out where the ball at. Is it here, under here? No, none of that. You need to
Play hacky-sack?
right. You need to find five guys off the bench who you can consistently allow to play together so that they can build a rhythm similar to your starting five guys. That's the importance because that's the second unit. Your second unit of they got to have a camaraderie playing together. Those guys got to get used to playing, in the game together, and they're not because it's a mixture of different guys. It was Nickeil Alexander-Walker ass out there missing shots and half-ass effort on the defense side. Can't play defense, work nothing to save his life. Then you have, and these young players like a Jackson Hayes and the NAW who's getting, that's getting minutes now and they're trying to figure it out in this system and they're looking a little lost. They're taking shots they ought not to take. They're doing stuff they ought not to do, but you can see the effort is there. But, but if you have veterans that's supposed to help glue or be the glue guys of a bench unit and you don't see those guys stepping up or playing or adding to the points of it like what happened tonight when you get no points at all except for whatever JJ Redick, would he put 2 points out there or something? And Josh Hart had 0. I mean, you're relying on the young guys who don't really know. So I'm saying you're going to have to get some guys, 5 guys, in my opinion, off of that damn bench that's going to be able to give you some production so you can rest the 5 valuable starters that you have. That's the only answer to this. You can't get and stockpiling 30 minutes on top of Josh Hart and he playing more minutes than goddamn Bledsoe. How what the hell? So I mean, and listen, man, he's just gonna have to figure it out. Bottom line, the effort issues, the energy issues, that's on Stan Van Gundy. Get your goddamn bench straight. Stop being scared or whatever, and play them goddamn guys off the bench. They're on this team. They picked them up for a reason. So don't just sit them up there. And listen, based on what I know about some of these guys that I done scouted, who knows how their game will translate to what the system at Van Gundy is playing. But you will never know unless you get them up there on the floor. You will never know. You don't know what you can get out of a guy like Najee Marshall or Willie Hernan Gomez or any of the rest of these guys. They're just sitting on the goddamn bench being a bunch of high-paid cheerleaders. And then you fussing at and cussing on the thing about them being upset and energy and effort. That's you. You control the lineup. Elvin Gentry part 2 a little bit. I ain't going to go that far. But the reality is this. He's going to have to dig into the bench. He's going to have to establish at least 4 or 5 guys. In my opinion, I want 5 for 5. What you talking about 4 for 5? That don't make no sense. It is 5 for 5. 5 guys to replace the 5 starters. Each man has a reserve. That's how it's supposed to be played. And if we are not deep enough right now where we can stagger them 4-2-5 or 4-9 or whatever, 4-5. You can't do that right now. You're going to have to dig into the bench. And if you don't have the guys, you better get your ass out there and do something to get them. Because the bottom line is you're 4-4. Right now, the good news is, even though you dropped 2, you're still in a good position in the Southwest because you're still leading the Southwest because the Southwest is sorry. So, I mean, listen, we got a lot to do here. DC, go ahead. I'm going to give you the flow, and then we'll get into the preview of the Hornets matchup.
Man, I'll be looking to something to try to disagree with you on sometimes, but man, we we on the same page on this one, player. And another thing I noticed, Big Q, Zion has a unique ability of getting teams in foul trouble. And you know what that does? That forces them, everybody going 5 deep on us, on their bench, 5 and 6 deep sometimes.
Hold on, stop. Hold on for a second. Let me say this to Ray Finesse or whatever. He said he on some old school BS stuff. I don't know what the hell you watching, but the reality at the end of the day, you watching a team. You talking about Josh Hart. Josh Hart not doing the goddamn thing out there to help the team score wise. Defensive effort, that's one thing. But he ain't doing nothing by helping the team by taking a bunch of badass 3-point shots when a large portion of Josh Hart's game is to attack the paint. So he's a veteran in the mix. If you know your shot ain't working, you know your shot ain't working. You know what you're supposed to do. That's common sense. Some of these coaches don't have to tell that to your ass all the time. You've been playing basketball for years. You know when your shot is not falling, what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to attack the cup and get to the line. That's how you get that points. But you bailing out the other team when you taking shots. 5 for 5, man. You can't expect all of these guys to carry these heavy-ass minutes. Maybe an Ingram could carry some heavy-ass minutes, but a Zion Williamson wasn't. I mean, he's coming off the restricted. This is his first full season, and he's talking about old school BS. Old school BS? What the hell are you talking about adjustments? You won't be able to get to no goddamn adjustments if the players is tired. What you adjusting for? They was adjusting. Adjustments don't mean nothing unless you got the guys out there that ain't rested. They got their proper rest, and you get the most out of them. But are you running a fatigued, tired-ass team into the ground because you don't have the depth to allow them to rest so they can be effective? So you see guys taking shots at the free throw line, and the shots barely reaching the goal. You see guys selling for goddamn 3-point shots when they should be attacking the point. That paint, that's showing you that's a part of the fatigue mixture. Not getting physical and settling and bailing out the other team taking shots. And it's talking about old school BS. You wouldn't have old school if it wasn't a new school, if it was for old school partner. What adjustment? What the hell are you talking about adjustments? You talking about bringing the bench in? What bench? What bench? I'm saying the same thing. How is that old school BS? Stan Van Gundy's old school mentality, dude. Let me tell you something. All this old fanciful analytic bullshit that they telling you, like the staggering of the minutes and all that kind of shit, that happens well for certain teams. You have to be deep. You don't have a deep team. You don't know what you got because the coach is not playing anybody except for the veterans. Listen to me now. I know goddamn basketball, and I'm telling you the God's honest truth. You're not going to get nothing out of these guys if they tired. And I'm telling you, this is not a lazy, dumbass team. These guys are severely talented. They're talented offensively speaking. But if it's an effort issue, it is fatigue. You can't get around that. The only answer fatigue is not to shoot them up with cocaine or Gatorade. It's to give them the proper rest that they need so that they can be more effective on the court. And the only way you're going to do that is if you lean and get guys off your bench to perform. If Josh Hart is not playing well, what the hell are you going to do? Keep playing him? If Josh Hart is not playing, you got to go to somebody else. You can't say we're going to lean on Josh and all these other guys. Go ahead, DC. Take it away.
Let me give him an example, bro. Because he was saying old school and all that. Well, I'm going to give you 2 new school.
Don't be talking about my old school. No, you did that. Hey, bro, listen.
No.
Ray, hold on, stop. I'm talking to Ray. I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to Ray. Okay. Ray, listen, bro. I ain't mad at you, bro. But don't you be talking about my old school. Go ahead, DC. Go ahead.
Man, you got 2 teams tonight playing, the Clippers and the Warriors. And I'm looking at their bench. They 1, 2, 3, 4.
These people don't understand,
5,
man.
6.
How old are you already?
They done went 7 deep. 7 deep for the Clippers. In the damn.
How old are some of these guys here, man? Go ahead, bro.
The Warriors then went what? 1, 2, 3, 4. The Warriors then went 6 deep. You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure you can click on a lot of teams around the league, and they're doing the same thing, man. Nobody ain't about to just play damn near 2 bench players like how we do. They full, but the other 2 guys we play barely. They barely get any minutes. Like they ain't getting no meaningful minutes half the time. And then you got guys
I got you, Ray. Ray say 21. I got you, Ray.
Happen?
I said Ray said I asked Ray how old he is. He said 21. I got you, Ray. How old are you, W?
Oh, all right.
Go ahead, bro. I'm listening.
But yeah, I'm saying you playing guys that ain't got nothing going. Like old school, new school, blue school, young school, shit. It don't matter to me. Great coaches, when they players don't have nothing going, all great coaches have the ability to be able to gauge the temperature of their team. And when one of their players kind of off or he don't have it going, like he's not gonna give him his regular minutes. He gonna find somebody off that bench to give him a spark. If like look at Sean Payton. So if dudes keep fumbling as far as on the running back, we seen this. Sean Payton sitting your ass on the bench. I don't care how good you is. You can't hold on to the ball, you ain't getting it. and to put somebody else out there and to see what's going on. I mean, there's a lot of examples of this, just in all sports all across, man. I mean, you as a coach, you got to find a way to ignite your team and spark your team, and calling timeouts, talking to them at the proper times, and your bench rotation is the way that coaches impact the game, and they can impact that. So obviously this ain't happening, and when you don't have effort, which we've seen sometimes where they go through these lackadaisical moments with these crazy quarters, then you should definitely, even if it is the bench unit out there and they get torched, well, you got to pull them guys out and put somebody else in. I mean, how worse can it get?
Bro,
Especially with some of the play we see when they was playing Melly and Jackson Hayes together. But what Stan Van Gundy will do is he'll take that guy out and put another starter back in. Or we got Josh Hart playing power forward, which, I mean, it works sometimes when you got guys with small lineups, but you go bigger, that ain't gonna always work. So this is the time. I agree to see what you got.
I mean, please.
And I really think Kierra Lewis is a damn good player, and we're not using him. And it's obvious we could use him if we just willing to see how he could fit and mesh with what we got. Kierra Lewis and NAW on a unit together? What? Man, we don't know how dangerous that shit might be.
Man, Kiro spot up at that tree. I mean, Kiro break that defense down, get to the basket. They collapse that defense, kick that ball out. I mean, it can open up a lot of stuff, but once again, it's whether or not Van Gundy trusts these players to play. And he has the talent he has a talented team, but you're gonna have to experiment a bit. You got to. You
don't like playing young guys, too. I mean, it's obvious.
I get you on that, bro. But
that's got minutes. Everybody's older other than Jackson Hayes.
But DC, you ain't got that many older guys on that team. You got a lot of young guys that you're gonna have to give them. You have to give them an opportunity. There is no way around that.
You're right. I can understand them not playing a guy like Nigel Marshall, two-way rookie. Even Magny, I can understand that coming from the EuroLeague and all that. But like you said, Herman Gomez, he so I don't get that. Like, why are you not giving him it?
I don't get that. That's what I was saying earlier in the show. I said Willie Herngren Gomez should get an opportunity. DC, he's a veteran. He's been in the league for several seasons. He needs to get an opportunity to play, and we know his game is more offensive, big than anything. But he's still a 7-foot big that is a veteran that you brought on the team that you need to give him an opportunity to play, and maybe not go. I mean, if you playing, my goodness, Nico Melly, and why not Willie Hernan Gomez? I don't get. I don't see the big leap there. I mean, right? He's not giving you anything, and you got a veteran sitting there. Why not try him? What the hell? But anyway, we're gonna move on from that. That's a loss. Pelicans go down 111-110. Right. That's a done deal right there, bro. 4-4. The Pelicans are. They're 2-2 right now. The next matchup is coming up on the 8th at 6:30 Central Time. They'll be taking on the Hornets.
The Battle of the Balls.
All right, so that's going to be interesting. So we know Lonzo is going to be he's going to try to bring it in this one. But the Hornets coming in this thing, they 3-5, 2-3 on the road. Pelicans once again 4-4. The top scorer for the Charlotte Hornets is Scary Terry Rozier, 21.6 points per game, 48% from the field. He's 83%. A 3-point shooter. Top rebounder for the Hornets is Bismack Biyombo, 7 rebounds per game. He's found a bit of new life there with the Hornets. They're giving him opportunity to play. Of course, Deontay Graham is their top assist man with 6 per contest. DC, they're saying Cody Zeller, which is one of their bigs, he might not be in the matchup. But they're looking at this team. The Hornets average 107.3 points per game. Giving up 112.3 per game, 44.2% from the field, 44 rebounds per contest, 30 assists per contest, 5 blocks, 9 steals, and they're, like I said, they're 3-5 over the last 8 contests. The Pelicans, 106.3 points per game. We give up 104.3. shoot 44.5% from the field. We average about 50 rebounds per contest, 22 assists, 4.4 on the blocks, and 8.5 on the steals. And we're currently on the 2-game slide. So what happens in this matchup, man? What do we need to do to get one out of the Hornets to break this slide we on?
At this point, I'm expecting Stan Van Gundy to terrorize the shit out of our players in whatever practice they have in between now and that game, and to have a different adjustment or a different approach, preferably probably with the bench unit. I'm sure he's smart enough to understand some of the things we're saying, or at least know he needs to change it up. And he's kind of forced to change it up with JJ Redick being hurt. So, with all of those things going on, man, it's really tough to gauge. If the Pelicans went in and did what I thought they were going to do tonight, I would say they would easily handle the Hornets. But let me tell you something, bro.
Oh,
No,
my
the
goodness.
Hornets ain't no team. You just want ball up and throw away, man. Them dudes been playing hard, and Lonzo's little brother actually looks pretty damn good out there.
Yeah.
Scary Terry done already dropped 40 points and dunked on Durant.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They got some stuff going on
Man,
over there, man.
DC, that guard play, man. Listen, Scary Terry and Graham, and then you mix LaMelo ball up in there. Man, listen, those guys
They
are
got that
producing,
little kid
bro.
off the bench too. Bridges, is his
That's
name
right.
Bridges? Kyle Bridges.
Yeah, Bridges. Yeah.
Got two of them damn Bridges in the league, man. Both of them good.
Yeah, I don't think
But
they're related, though. I don't
you
think
got
they're
him coming
related.
off the bench too, Q.
Yeah. They're
Nah, I don't think
interesting.
they're related, but I'm just saying they both good. There's a good name or something for basketball. They both good. But this gonna be a tough matchup. It might very well come down to what they're gonna be highlighting, because all the talk gonna be about Lonzo Ball and LaMelo Ball. And from what I've been seeing, when LaMelo Ball plays good, they win.
Hmm.
The coach went to trying to put him off the bench. The dude played so good, he had to put him back in starting lineup at times.
Right.
So Lonzo obviously knows his brother's game, so I think it's probably gonna be a tough day for LaMelo. But who knows? Because he's gonna damn near be playing his heart out trying to beat his brother, man. That's a little extra special, So it's gonna be good to see both of them go against each other, and I think we're gonna get a lot out of Lonzo. And when Lonzo plays good, we usually win. So it's gonna come down to the damn balls.
Yeah, bro. I got the stats on screen for the family members in the Pell chat just to show the family members some of the statistics from the Charlotte Hornets club. Terry Rozier is the top scorer, averaging 21.6 per contest. And Gordon Hayward, the former Celtic, is there. He averaging about 19 points. I think he dropped 40 tonight in the win. And then, of course, LaMelo Ball averaging just under
I
12
forgot
points.
about Gordon Hayward, man. I forgot about him.
You look at PJ Washington. Washington's another guy, a DC that plays really well for him at the power forward position. 11 points a contest in the matchup. So they're dealing with a lot. And then, of course, you look at Devontae Graham, his 10 points a contest. Miles Bridges, 9.6. Bismack Biyombo, 9.4 points. And he's a killer on the rebounds, 7.1 rebound in the game. So he's a shot blocking rebound guy. And he was supposed to be the mold of like Bam Adebayo, but Bam Adebayo. But it's interesting about this team. They have a lot of shooters, and they're productive, man. And they're a difficult team. It's not going to be one of the most sorry ass matchups we have where we could be able to knock off the team. I'm thinking you're going to have a great more difficulty with Charlotte than you did with OKC. We were supposed to beat that OKC club, but you have a Hornets club. We're thinking these are the games that we're supposed to win. So we'll see how the Pelicans adjust to some of these games, because this is a pretty difficult little team here. Pelicans gonna have to take it from them, bro, in this one. And I'm looking forward to seeing a pissed off Pelican club, to be honest, with the families, our family members in the chat. And I'm thinking, fam, that we should see a pissed off Pelican team, a pissed off coach, and hopefully that be able to gel us enough where we can be able to then force and put together a real solid win streak here going for the rest of the home games into the road trip that we got to go on. So, I mean, hopefully this will be the case as well in this one, DC.
Oh yeah, man. I mean, hopefully that would be the case. I would think it would be the case, just losing my logical mind. But using my logical mind the other day, I thought it wasn't a snowball chance in hell that we was gonna lose to the Thunder. So
It just they come to
we
play,
got to
bro.
kind of see how things play out, man, because our team is going through a transition. They've established an identity, I said earlier, in a way they need to play to win. And for whatever reason tonight, they chose not to play that way for some reason. So they got some stuff going on, and they got some stuff they need to get figured out. And I noticed another thing about our offense too. The paint being clogged was actually visible tonight. They kept running that screen with Steven Adams, but man, Al Horford, I don't know how the hell he didn't get a defensive 3 seconds in the goddamn lane, bro. I mean,
It was getting
he
away
was
with that all
he was
night, bro.
posted up right there. He was just posted up right there, sagging all the way off of Steven Adams, man.
Yep.
Steven Adams gonna have to hit a 17-footer or something, bro, because they just completely disrespecting him about the 20, 19 feet range where he sets all them screens. So they're gonna have to get that figured out, man. We can't keep going through that all year. And you ask why Josh Hart ain't driving and go to the basket. Shit, that might have been one of the reasons. Because they had a lot of traffic down there, bro. And
That's
when
true.
they
But
did try to penetrate,
when you ever known Josh Hart to be scared of traffic?
right,
That's it. That's what his name
right,
is. His game. That's where he's
right,
going on there. He don't care if there's three giant three-eyed lizard monsters down there in the paint. He going there to get that bucket. He gonna go up in there and attack the paint. So I mean, Josh Hart's not scared of anything, man. We just gonna have to figure it out, like you said. We got to dig into the bench. We got to delegate these minutes off the bench better. And Stan Van's got to find a few more players off the bench that he can trust and start working on building that rotation off the bench. That's the bottom line, man. It's the answer to all of this. You know, that's what it's got to be. We got to make these adjustments because the Pelicans are not getting blown out. It's one or two plays here or there where you ended up on the wrong end. The matchup against the Indiana Pacers, two quick turnovers, two 3-pointers, put them in, and then they forced the overtime in which we end up losing that matchup. Pelicans have to be able to be smarter late in those situations, and we have to be able to convert and make the right plays in those moments, and then we win the game. One play here or there, we win both contests, and we're on the wrong side of both of them. But we are always in it. It was like we were saying, it was a point in the third quarter, I think it was, when the Pelicans was down by as much as 14 points or maybe 16. Pelicans fought all the way back. It was a 1-point loss. So the effort is there. A play here or there, maybe two. You have to be able to figure that out. We're close. But I think the frustrating aspect of it is knowing that you don't want to beat these guys to death early. The season is very young. You don't want to beat them to death early. And right now is the time to figure out what you're dealing with on the bench, not later on halfway through the season. You need to figure that out right now. So, DC, go ahead. I'm going to give you the floor, bro, for your final comments before we end the stream.
yeah, we definitely need to figure that out, bro. And I think the Pelicans will figure it out. But man, after seeing what I saw tonight, I'm really curious to see how they're going to respond. Uh, my heart tells me they're
I'm
going
going
to
to be
win
pissed off, DC.
against Charlotte, but my brain cell, what you say, Big Q?
I said they're going to play pissed off, my friend.
I thought they was gonna play pissed off tonight, though,
They
Q.
wasn't pissed
I
off
really
enough, my
did.
friend. You see
I
how
thought they
Van
were gonna
Gundy
be
was
pissed
fussing?
off tonight with the way they lost that game, Q.
But
I really thought they were gonna be pissed off tonight. They came out in the first quarter and they had me being a believer, and then it just all fell apart. So for
mm-hmm.
me, I'm not showing them in to beat Charlotte, man.
Mm.
Whatever they got going on, I need to see that's remedied or fixed. So this effort issue, this focus issue, because I really think it was the first game against Indiana. It was focus. We lost that game just not thinking, not focusing. And then Stan Van Gundy comes out and calls them out on effort this game, and I'm calling them out on another F, fatigue, because
Mm-hmm.
effort and focus go hand in hand with fatigue. So
Right.
I need to see what we look like in the second quarter. By the second quarter of that Charlotte game, midway through the second quarter, we should all know what we're dealing with or what we're going to be in for. Is this going to be a crapshoot where, we rolling the dice at the end of the game again? Or is this going to be a game where they command the game? I mean, you maybe not blow the team out, but you control the tempo and the momentum of the game, the whole game, and not give them anything easy. Things that we were doing in the beginning of the season, like Stan Van Gundy said. So we know they can do it. We've seen them do it for multiple games. I mean, for 4 or 5 games straight, they were doing that, even though they lost the game here or there. But they were doing that, and I need to see them get back to what they were doing, as far as that, but also implementing the offensive rise that they're starting to have. You know, the offense is starting to kind of click and get it going with the more consistent and reliable play of Lonzo Ball and Eric Bledsoe kind of being what they're supposed to be. So when we put it all together, man, we're going to be dangerous as hell and probably be top 10 in a lot of team statistics and categories that people might have not thought before the season began. But we got to remedy this one problem. If we can't remedy this, then we ain't going nowhere. But Stan Van Gundy is a good coach, and it'd be hard for me to believe that this goes on all season. But hopefully we get it rectified against Charlotte. But obviously, to be honest, Q, I thought this issue would have been rectified about 2 or 3 games ago.
Yeah, it's definitely a slow learning process. There's no doubt about it, man. Because Van Gundy schematically is brilliant, schematically brilliant. And the communication of it, and I'm thinking, and this team is a very smart and talented team. I mean, it really is, and just looking at it, I'm like, wow, we're in these games. We just a player here or there. We're on the wrong side of it, and we're close. It's just that we got to get that figured out. We have to. We got to want it more, man. And the last couple of teams we played, they wanted it more than we did, and that's where that comes into play. So it is what it is. But the next game will be coming up on the 8th. We'll be here to recap the game, and of course, family will be giving you updates on the Pelicans as well throughout the week when they pop up or when they show up. We'll make sure we update you. We don't have anything right now on JJ Redick right now that's confirmed. You guys just stand by, and when I get, when we'll learn something, I'll make sure I share it with the family members as well. But that's another thing too, moving forward, to see exactly what's going to go on with JJ Redick, who's our sharpshooter, the sharpshooter off the bench, period. So that's going to be another caveat to this thing, man. We'll see how that shakes, man. That's tough in its own right. But anyway,
I mean, you don't think JJ Redick not playing might actually be a blessing in disguise, because he's going to be forced to give NAW 20 minutes.
Or Kira.
Somebody who obviously is giving us more than JJ right now.
Well, I'm right. I can see that. I can see that. I'm thinking insofar as they're counting on him a lot. But this could be a blessing in disguise for guys like NAW or Kira Lewis Jr. So you're absolutely right on that.
Well, let's hope for that, my friend. And with the addition of that, hopefully doing that right in the second quarter, we can get this dub.
Let's see. So DC's not too happy or confident in the fact that the Pelicans could take care of business against the Hornets.
The family is? Y'all, anybody in the chat? Like, y'all give me some ones if y'all confident we about to beat the Hornets, or some zeros if you ain't.
I say they're going to beat the Hornets, DC. Because I'm basing it on the fact that they pissed off, and I think they're going to make it happen. With big ups, John. Good to see you in the chat, John, popping in. Hello. All right, so I mean, I say they beat them. What say you, family? What say the Pelican family? What you guys think? Who wins the matchup? Let us know. And do the Hornets beat the Pelicans in this upcoming matchup? Are you guys feeling like DC, or do you agree with me that I say still in all the Pelicans, despite the fact that they had 2 really close losses to the last couple of teams? Are you confident in the fact that they turn it around and get the win over the Charlotte Hornets at home in the Smoothie King Center? What do you guys think? Kevin says 1. W says 1. John said okay. John says help. Ray says Hornets did beat the Mavs, so I guess Ray's Reed's agreeing with them.
That's right. Ray disagree with Big Q.
Tell me about it. Says 1. DJ even says 1. So everybody says the Pelicans gonna lose. They agree with DC. But
one was the win. One was the win.
Reed says I'm taking the Pelicans.
0 was to lose.
Oh, 0 was to lose and 1 was to win?
1 was to win, yeah.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. I got it backwards. I apologize, fans. So the family members picking the Pelicans to win. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
If they put ones in the
But you
chat.
saying no though.
Huh?
You're saying no. Let's get that on the record here.
Man, look, I didn't say yes or no. I said
I'm
I'm unsure.
asking you who gonna win the damn game, DC?
The referees.
All right, so
It's folded.
DC obviously is picking the Hornets in the matchup to beat the Pelicans. So let's
Man,
get
I
that on the
picked the
record.
Zebras, man. The Zebras
You
gonna win.
can't they don't matter,
Because
DC.
they don't get the Pelicans no goddamn calls right.
Well,
And we get everything, but we don't.
with all
I
that
feel like I sense trauma, man. Because I
despite
feel like
that,
every time we make a mistake, we get
DC,
penalized for every damn
DC,
mistake we make.
despite the Zebras calling the games on you, against you,
Mm-hmm.
who do you have in the matchup? Do you have your hometown Pelicans or do you
I
have the
have
Charlotte Hornets? I'm asking you. That's a straight
I,
question.
I have the Pelicans in Charlotte until midway through the second quarter, then I can
Okay,
let you know.
that's not even a real answer there. All right, John says Pelicans will beat the Hornets. Yep, they will be pissed from the 2 losses.
Well,
They'll win.
I hope
Thank you,
y'all
John.
right.
Thank you, John,
I
and
hope y'all right.
thank you, Ree. Thank you, John. Thank you, Tell Me About It. Thank you, Kev. Thank you, all the family members in there. Thank
y'all.
Tell me about
Thank
it.
y'all. And
504.
thank
Yeah,
DC too
no
for his answer.
DC is riding the damn fence. You're absolutely right. Tell me about it. He riding the fence. He's picking the Hornets. We got DC on the record, family. Y'all remind him about this
What you
when the
mean?
recap. He's picked the
When
Hornets.
I picked the Hornets.
You picked the Hornets when you didn't pick the Pelicans. You automatically
No,
defaulted.
that's
You
not
defaulted.
right. That
No,
is
oh,
not
it
correct.
is right, sir. When you didn't
That
pick the
is-
Pelicans, when you didn't pick the Pelicans, you
That's
picked the
not
Hornets.
correct, sir.
Okay, all right. So everybody got
I
DC's answer.
said I ain't made my decision yet.
Oh, this is the time to make it, DC. DC, this is the time to make it because then they might not. Yeah, but they ain't gonna hear from you until after the game. So this is the time for you to tell them who you going with. Is it the Pelicans or the Hornets? Simple.
I told you already.
Okay,
why are you pressing me like I'm on a stand, bro?
I always ask you who gonna win the game. Who do you think wins the game? But all of a sudden you don't want to do it.
Over there too? You got a gavel over there? You ready to bang?
I wish I did. I would bang it on the desk too. I sure would. DC,
Man,
I know Johnson.
Jury the execution over here.
DC is disappointed. He said, DC disappointed. Or either that or he a slick side Hornets fan and he picked every other game, but he won't pick the Hornets. You notice that, right? All right, talking about it's the battle of the balls. Oh, you go. I hear you, DC.
Battle of the goddamn balls, man. See who got the balls.
All right, so there it is. So big ups to the family members. Thank y'all for chiming in on this episode of the Pelican Post Game Report. Man, listen, it's 2 games, bro. We on the 2-game slide. I know it's kind of a disappointment, family. But listen, we're going to figure this thing out. Y'all heard the interview from Stan Van Gundy early in the show. He was pissed off. He was cursing on there, and trust me, Van Gundy's he's really intelligent schematically. He'll figure this thing out. And if there is a silver lining to this cloud, the fact that the Pelicans are in these matchups and we're barely losing this game. And the crazy part about it, if you look at the 3-point statistics, this team hit 15 more 3-pointers than the Pelicans did, and the Pelicans still only lost by 1. So it's a lot of stuff to take away from these losses. And I'm telling you, the Pelicans are needing to give a little bit more effort and be a little bit smarter with a few plays here or there, and we're going to do it.
Them closeouts on the 3-point.
All right, that'll do it for DC. DC, I don't want to hear nothing from you. You ain't want to pick the Pelican post game report. You want to pick the Hornets. You want to pick the Hornets or the Pelicans. Okay.
I'm going to answer. Damn.
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh, you was waiting for me?
I'm ready. I'm ready for you. What you got?
For gang. Yeah. Don't get flocked up, Big Q.
All right, there it is. All right, there it is. DC's, whatever that was, I don't know. But big ups to the family members. Big ups to y'all. Thank y'all for popping by, man. And we'll see y'all down the line, family. Be looking out for the Pelican post-game report. Flash reports be coming up. Updates on JJ Reddit. We'll also have some more interviews and press stuff that'll be coming to you as well. And of course, we'll be back. We'll be back on the recap show of the Pelicans versus the Hornets, and it will be a successful outing. We will break the 2-game slide and once again be above 500. We got no choice, man. We want to get in that playoff race, bro. We got to step up and show up and do what we got to do. So much love to the families. Thank y'all for being with me. And DC, I will see you later. DC, thank you for chiming by my friend. And
Pelicans gonna clock up them damn Hornets, you heard me?
Okay, now he picking them. He picking them now. There you go, DC. There you go, brother. All right, y'all. Big ups to y'all. Go Pels. We'll talk to you later. Peace.
Post-game report on the PRO Media Network for all things Pelicans.
Who that family? Check out the Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform stores where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. So check out the Pro Shop and who that too.